Welcome back to Folder Decoder. It's been a while since I've made one of these videos, and I've been waiting to finally showcase this folder in an episode. As a refresher, Folder Decoder is a series in which I choose a chip folder that I've personally used throughout the Balnark series, or that has been suggested by viewers in the comments to highlight in a video. The idea is to break down each folder to see which chips go in the folder, and to see how each folder works, by splitting the folder up into primary, secondary, and backup chips. You'll also get to see that folder in action in each episode. A quick disclaimer before we begin, please keep in mind that the folders I feature in this series are not intended to be used in PvP matches. Not battling online is completely different from playing through the story and post-game content of each Balnark game, and while I do have some knowledge of PvP in Balnark 6, I don't have enough knowledge in the other games to recommend any PvP folders. If you enjoyed this series, or if you find this episode's highlighted folder to be fun or helpful to use, please give the video a like. Also, don't forget to sub to my channel for more Balnark content. I'm on summer vacation right now, which means I'll be trying to upload more than just one video per week. Now let's get right into it with one of the best folders to use for the Balnark 2 postgame. The folder we'll be looking at today is one that revolves around a program advance. The great thing about program advances in Balnarks 1 through 4 is that you can use the program advance as many times as you have copies of it in your folder. Since you can have 5 copies of a chip in your folder in Balnark 2, you can use a program advance up to 5 times, assuming that that program advance doesn't have any duplicate chips in it. So today, we're looking at one of the best program advances in the game, the well-known, beloved, and ever popular Life Sword 2. You thought I was gonna say Gator, didn't you? We'll save that one for another day, but right now, we're talking about the R code. This folder completely revolves around dealing 600 damage with a 3-chip program advance. You can combine the Fireblade, Aquablade, and Electblade battle chips together to form the Life Sword 2 program advance. With 5 copies of the program advance and 600 damage per hit, this folder can deal up to 3000 damage, more than enough to defeat pretty much any enemy in the game. This of course means that these 3 chips are the primary chips, and you'll want 5 copies of each in the folder. They can be found in shops throughout the game in the R code, but you can also get them randomly from green mystery data in the World 3-1 area in the star code. Just make sure to save in front of the green mystery datas, since you can reset their contents by resetting the game in Balnark 2. The other primary chips are ones that are to be expected. First off, we have Area Grab in the star code. This chip is required in the folder, as Life Sword program advances only hit a 3x2 area in front of Mega Man, meaning that you won't be hitting enemies in the back column unless you steal some panels first. The game does give you a copy of Area Grab Star in a blue mystery data, and you can use the Gospel cloning glitch to get multiple copies, though I forgot how that glitch works while I was playing Balnark 2 on stream, leaving me with just 1 copy. Still, that 1 copy could be all that you need. Other primary chips include the ever-present Fast Gauge and Full Cust chips, with the catch. Remember how I said you can have 5 copies of a chip in your folder in Balnark 2? That applies to Full Cust as well, as the concept of mega chips wasn't introduced until Balnark 3. This means you can throw up to 5 copies of Full Cust into your folder to really get through it fast, and start throwing around the big Life Sword program advance. Lastly, there's the Invis 3 chip in the star code, which is of course here because I suck at dodging attacks sometimes. Jokes aside, Invis is just a great defensive tool that should be used in every casual folder. We're going to be doing something a little different today. I usually split up chips into primary, secondary, and backup chips in my folders, with the secondary chips often being extra damaging chips for a strategy, or even a second strategy, such as the sword chips in my V-Code magnet folder. The backup chips are just extra options I use to fill up a folder. In this folder, however, all of the chips after the primary ones are just extras, so we're skipping straight to the backup section. We'll start by listing some offensive and support options in the R or star codes. First off, we have Panel Grab Star. This is an option if you don't want to, or just forgot to use the Gospel duplication glitch on your Area Grab Star, so that you can still hit enemies in the back column even after your Area Grab expires. The damage options here are Zappering 2, which can cause paralysis, Blower, a fire-type tornado that can work with the area grabs, Lava Dragon, which can deal a pretty decent 200 damage on a single chip, and the Roll Chips, which can both deal damage and heal your HP. The rest of the chips in this section are all defensive options that you can use instead of or in addition to Invis 3. These chips include Life Aura 2, Bubble Wrap, Fire Aura, and Shadow 1. If you want more program advances, you can also throw in Recover 300, which is used in a program advance alongside the Roll Chips to deal damage and heal you to full HP. Here's the final version of this folder that I used while playing the post-game of Battle Network 2 on my stream. The folder of course contains 5 copies of each of my blade chips, 5 Fire Blades, 5 Aqua Blades, and 5 Elect Blades in the R and Star codes, giving me 5 copies of the Light Sword 2 Program Advance. I also have my 1 copy of Area Grab Star preset since I didn't get to use the Gospel cloning glitch, and 2 copies of Panel Grab to make up for that mistake. Next, I have 1 copy of Fast Gauge, and 4 copies of Full Cust. After this is my defensive chips. 4 copies of Invis 3, 1 copy of Invis 2, since I didn't have a 5th copy of Invis 3, and a copy of Life Aura 2. With 29 chips in the folder, I had enough space for one last chip, so I decided to throw in Lava Dragon. Here's some of my footage of this folder in action. And that's my R-coded Life Sword 2 folder. This folder is really good for the post-game of Balnark 2. It can pretty reliably hit any enemy Navi and does more than enough damage to delete most of them. You just need to make sure to have the area or panel grab chips so you can hit enemies that lurk in their back columns like Thunderman or Pharaohman. There's also more than enough defensive options in the R and star codes that can let you stay in your front column safely as you continuously use Life Sword 2. I strongly recommend using this folder as you work towards hitting the 250 battle chip benchmark in this game. If you enjoyed this video or are thinking of trying this folder in your own Balnark 2 games, please give the video a like and make sure to leave a comment below if there's any folders you'd want me to show in a future video. I love making these folder decoder videos as I feel it's a fun way for me to share the folders that I love using, which I think other players can benefit from trying out as well. I also have a special folder planned for the next episode of Folder Decoder, so make sure to subscribe to my channel to help keep an eye out for that. Lastly, don't forget that I'm still streaming the entire Mega Man Balnark series from beginning to end over on my Twitch channel, linked in the description below. Almost all of the footage for this video actually came from my streams, and as of the time of this video's upload, I'm up to the post-game of Balnark 3, which means that this summer is going to be full of Balnark 4 and hopefully Balnark 5 streams. I'm also planning on doing some variety streaming throughout the summer, such as Smash Bros or Mario Kart streams, but I'll be making sure I don't neglect Balnark for these other games. I hope to see you all live on Twitch soon, and as always, thanks for watching.